All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Here we go. We're drawing Swindle today. Already got them sketched out. Just gonna jump right into the inks. Hello, Dragon of Despair. Hello, Kryn. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Maybe you're still having a good holiday. Hey, Clock Fox, Destron Decepticon. Thank you. Yeah, Swindle. One of the best combiner limb characters, as far as I'm concerned. All these combiner guys have that kind of square-shaped head. They all have a similar helmet shape, but I try to make them look unique as best I can while staying true to the animation models. Gotta focus. Focus. One thing I have not done since I started all this streaming business is upgraded my technology. Maybe that'd be a good 2021 resolution. We'll see. Swindle's also got this kind of interesting nose that's kind of part of his helmet. There's some characters who have that similar characteristic, similar trait. He's also got these. His eyes are big. They look like glasses to me, pretty much. That's what they read as to me, like the kind of like the Ultra Magnus shades. Zombie Prowl. So, reminder, not only will this be my last stream of the year, I will not be streaming in January, so this will be the last one for a while. Hopefully, I'll be back in February. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it'll be nice to get past 2020. Although, then we won't be able to blame all our problems on a year. So. But no, it will be good to move past the year 2020. Who knew when it started that it would be such a nightmare? Hello, Losinico, if I'm saying that correctly. So many interesting screen names. Hard to know if you're saying them correctly. Haha. 2020 lasts a whole decade, yeah. Crazy how that happened. We got a decade. We fit a whole decade into a year. It's been 84 years, yes. I understood that reference. That's pretty good. Let's talk about Swindle for a minute here. Swindle's an interesting character because he's from a group. They're all like military vehicles. But he's just like a Jeep. There's nothing too threatening about Swindle's alt mode. But he's kind of that sneaky, you know, underhanded, you know, Weasley guy. Kind of like an arms dealer or something like that, I would imagine, would be the role he would fill. He definitely stood out in personality from his combiner buddies. If you know me, you know I love First Aid. So that episode where Swindle tried to steal the transforming cog from Metroplex and First Aid would not, compromise his morals in order to stop him. That was kind of I don't know, it's one of my favorite old episodes. I mean, IDW gave them some, elaborated on their personas quite a bit, which was great, but G1, they were kind of all just like blank slates. Alright, that feels appropriately swindly. Alright, let me grab my, I think I'll just freehand these actually. I don't know if any of you saw that brawn that I posted earlier today. I tried to... Those of you who have watched multiple streams know that I tend to lean on my tools pretty heavily. But with that brawn, I really tried to just kind of freehand all the straight lines, which I think it worked out okay. So I'm going to try to do that with Swindle here. And get like a slight bend in the line so everything's not completely straight. Drifted off camera there. Kind of got his hands, he's going to be holding some Transformer currency. So I've got his fingers all kind of like bent at different angle here. Yeah, I really, I imagined something like a card, and somebody did post that there was actually in a More Than Meets the Eye issue, like a, what did Drift? Drift had something like a gold credit, something or other. I already forget what exactly it was called, but yeah, that's why I was looking for something. So he's going to be holding a combination of a little card and a few Shaniks, if that's how you pronounce that. Elbows. Elbows are tough. Transformer limbs don't tend to bend in the same way that that you draw human limbs. You know, like the forearm piece, I tend to get stuck making it be on an exact axis with the top here. You know, that you don't get a lot of left to right, or however you'd say that, bend to it. At least I don't. I'm sure there are ways to kind of cheat your way through that, but I have yet to really find something that works well for me. So I kind of keep them on the same axis. But I'll work on the elbow right here so you can kind of see how I do it. So you got the piece of the forearm here, and then the upper arm will be up here. And I kind of wind up shaping this little mid piece of the arm here almost like a bicep and a tricep, like a almost muscular shape here. So anyway, let's see, here's the other piece of the upper arm. And then kind of between the upper arm and lower arm, I add like a right angled piece that does act like an elbow. It's sort of connected to these little kind of cylindrical bits that I throw in here are like just kind of an axis, I guess. That's where the arm would bend. That's pretty much what I do to work out the elbow bend there. I'm not actually sure how the other artists pull that off. I don't recall studying that too thoroughly in their work, but that's kind of just how I do it. It seems to work for me. Nobody that I have seen told me it looks stupid, so I figure it's working out all right. Oh, thanks. Like I say, it gets tough when you want, like, the arm, like a human being could like put his arm from the top of the arm could be in this position, and he could raise his forearm to be like up on his chin if he wanted to, but you'd almost have to like change this so like this piece rotated like 90 degrees here, so the hinge was on the side and the elbow was on the bottom, and it was coming straight up like that. It's hard to get anything between a 90-degree shift Anyway, that's how it all works out in my brain. Yeah, it is kind of like posing the toys. Well, I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Back to the source. All right, anyway, I want to draw some of these Shaniks, and I didn't exactly pencil them in completely, so I'm going to need to check some reference here. But they were kind of a hexagon shape. Hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. So I'm just going to ink in that general shape. So he's holding onto a couple of those, and I'm going to give him a little gold card. I have this kind of like haunting music from the Japanese cartoons here. Let me do a quick search for the Shaniks reference here. Alright, so it almost, to me, it reads like a G, the letter G, a capital G when I look at it. I can find my pencil, I can kind of, I don't need to draw the whole thing in here, but... I think I might add a third piece in here. It's like he's about to pay somebody for some secrets, or vice versa. You know, we've this scene has come up on the stream before. Got a hard head doing karaoke. Hello, Moose Not Noose. Alright, so I've got, he's kind of crossing his arms here, which is another tough tough thing to pull off for Transformers. Again, at least for me. Other artists might have you know, techniques for it that work for them, but for me it's mentally a bit of a hurdle to get through to pose these guys in some of these very human-ish I guess just human ways to be, ways to stand, posture. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Despite my talk about not using straight edges too much, I am going to use it for this little raised ridge here on our old friend Swindle here. I pretty much followed the animation model to the T on this image here. Yeah, that's right. The arms typically wouldn't actually reach. You gotta pull some tricks to make some of these poses work, but you want the characters to be posed in very like relatable ways. You know, the body language is big in sort of telling a story. Obviously, this is just a standalone like pinup image, not a comic book page, but generally speaking, you know, body language is a way to tell a story, tell the story you're trying to tell. Now see here, I'm going to kind of fudge this a little bit. It is, his forearm is going to go up at a different angle than the rest of his arm is going. Shockwave wave, I like it. You gotta find a way to do a wave even if you can't go to sporting events these days. Although there are some sporting events that are still allowing fans. Alright, now another pain in the butt piece here is Swindle's got an arm cannon, all cylinders from top to bottom, so I gotta work on that here. Hey there, Azrael. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. And happy holidays to you. All right, here we go. Nearly impossible. I mean, impossible is not the right word. It's very difficult to freehand something as large as this cannon on his arm here, so definitely going to use the templates to make this thing work. I think I might even pencil in a little bit here, because I didn't do it in too much detail on the sketch. I'm not sure how much you can make out on the screen there, but didn't wind up penciling it too thoroughly. I was kind of in a rush this morning putting this together. Hey, Robots with Coffee. Happy seasons to you, sir. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know about any of you, but you know, some images where there's like weapons or other things that follow this cylindrical shape, if they are like off slightly, it's very obvious to me, and it kind of ruins the whole picture. So I'm trying to make sure this, I don't want to just kind of sketch this, freehand this, and have it look super awkward. Earthrise Smokescreen looks like a great figure. I don't think I haven't bought any of the Earthrise figures yet, but that would be a good one if I want to get one. It's definitely one that I would consider. How about anybody who's collecting Earthrise? What are some of your favorite figures from the line? Jeez, this canon never ends. Try to throw a line right down the middle of it for my template here. Well, Galvatron is a mess of like random curved lines and you know, like kind of curved cylindrical shapes. He's like a nightmare for my sort of mathematical brain. I like guys who are more boxy. Sounds like my Match.com profile. And maybe collect wasn't the right word. I don't really collect either. I used to, but these days I just kind of grab the random figure here and there. Yeah, that wheeljack looks nice. I was thinking to myself, if I had to pick just one figure from the line, who would I get? I don't know the answer to that question. Alright, so this, the degree that I sketched this in does not quite match up with my little template here, sadly, but we're just going to roll with it. Quintesson is a good one because, you know, that's a toy that essentially old G1ers like myself have been, you know, waiting for how many years has it been now? I'm not doing the math in my head, but you know what I mean. It's been a long time. And yeah, Quintesson and those, what do they call the little shark guys? Not Sharkticons, but the Alicons, is it? Waited a long time for those guys. Oh yeah, that jazz is looking nice, isn't it? I would definitely like to grab that. I don't generally do like pre-orders, mostly just because I'm, maybe lazy is not the right word, but I just not something I've gotten used to doing. So, but that would probably be a good idea. I don't know if that's the type of thing that would sell out or not, but I'd definitely like to own that one. All right, so we're getting a larger cylinder here. Let's go with that one. I'm sure this is terribly exciting, me moving my ellipse template up and down the page. Might as well talk process for, I know I've talked about this before, but if you weren't here for it, the ellipse template is nice. It's got these little red lines down the middle. If you create a center line to your cylindrical shape, you can just use that no matter which size cylinder you're doing, or ellipse, I should say. You know, if you line up that red line with the center line, they'll all be even with each other. I did not pick up the jazz ornament. No, I don't have any of those G1 ornaments. Not because I, don't like it or anything. I just not the type to really go out of my way to get that sort of thing. We've got a million and one ornaments at our house here anyway. You probably need to get rid of some. I actually have a nice collection of ornaments here. One of my favorite ornaments is an animated bumblebee ornament. I think it was probably a Hallmark ornament, just like the G1s are, but it was from back in the TF animated days, and it was one of the first gifts I ever got at a convention from somebody, so it's pretty special to me. It's fun to dig that one out every year and throw it up on the tree. All right, mercifully, I think we've got the full cannon sketched in there. Do that last bit off camera. But there we go. It's all technically even though the degree, the angle of the cylinder would change, the ellipse, I keep saying, would change as you move your way up the cylinder perspective-wise, but the shift in the degrees from, what would it be, 15 degrees to 30 degrees just visually looked a little too awkward. So I kept them all at 15 degrees all the way up, and I think it looks okay. Deluxe Generation Seeker mold. Yeah, I have, looking over to my left, I have the full fleet of, mainline Seekers, the 3 originals, and then the 3 cone heads. I don't have, like, Acid Storm or any of those guys, but that original Classics, Generations, whatever mold really worked for me. I haven't felt the need to change up my Seeker collection. Anyway. Shockwave logical brain. I don't know if that's a good thing, but you're not wrong. All right, so we've got a wheel well in here. I think I do. This should be on the bingo card. I haven't made a Liefeld reference, but honestly, I'm feeling like the bingo card should have something about me saying that I'm not going to lean on my templates and then wind up using my templates for like 90% of the stinking drawing right here. Okay. The order of release on those was kind of bizarre, wasn't it? I think they just like to keep us on our toes a little bit. know, toes that you would never see on a Liefeld drawing because they'd all be behind some smoke. That one was very forced, but, you know, whatever. I had to get that in. Swindle's showing us his midsection here. You know, he's that kind of bot. Wearing a little half shirt there. Yeah, I don't know about the Liefeld bingo card. That could be a whole thing of its own. All right, so he's got like the Jeep features on his little crotch piece here, which is, you know, an interesting style choice for our little Combaticon friend here. He's got Jeep underoos. Try to keep this in perspective here. Just kind of eyeballing it here, so this might not work out quite how I would like it to, but it'll be fine. It's fine. Hey, I think you're in my generation, so I'm right there with you. Yeah, Liefeld definitely dominated the that era. Remember they used to do like the top artists each month, top writers each month, and it would always be Liefeld on the list. All the image creators would be on the list. And let's see. Sorry, lost my train of thought because I'm trying to do this silly drawing while I babble too. But yeah, Liefeld was he was huge. You say what you want about the guy, but he found his little space in the comic book world and carved it out for himself and made a lot of money. So, you know, good for him. Yeah, it does. Alright, so I'm going to pencil in a little top and bottom line for those trademark 5 whatever grill pieces for the Jeep front. The Kubert brothers kind of jumped right in at Marvel when I remember feeling like I don't remember sadly which one it was, Andy or Adam, replaced Jim Lee on the X-Men books, and sadly I was not, to me, my little high school brain, that was a downgrade, even though Kubert is a super talented artist. Both of them are. But, those image creators, artists, kind of set a visual standard that, it was hard for others to live up to. Even Liefeld, for, you can nitpick his stuff, but he certainly had a style that others tried to imitate, and they couldn't quite match it, for better or for worse. Alright, the Jeep-themed underoos are penciled in there. Now let's get the, he's kind of, I want him to be kind of leaning on a wall here. So, this leg's kind of kicking in front of him. Not literally kicking, but the other leg will kind of be going more downward. Jeeparoos. I like it. That works. Oh boy. You don't know about doing raids. I don't feel like I'm quite enough of a Twitch. I don't know. I don't feel like that's a thing that would work for me. But maybe someday. Alright, so I guess that's Swindle, basically, his basic shape inked in there. I'm going to kind of have him leaning against a wall, almost give it like a back alley environment. Alright, so here I'm going to be just kind of fudging the perspective here, but that should be fine. So he'll be leaning on a wall, and you can also see a piece of sort of an adjacent wall in between the two of them. Just be a little silhouetted skyline off in the distance. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'll definitely upload the lines for Swindle here if anybody wants to color that one. I'm going to be uploading the Brawn, I think, also. Although I plan to do that, you know, kind of retro style flat coloring that I've been doing lately. Sorry, I'm going to adjust this camera again a little bit. Try to raise it up a little and get it out of my way a little bit also. Alright, so a little light pencil in for some perspective. My horizon line is down kind of by the waist here, so I'm going to just kind of lightly sort of pencil that in. But I don't actually have a vanishing point in mind for this. I'm just going to kind of slowly move this down the page and change the angle as it gets close to the horizon line here. So just, you know, create some little guidelines for myself. I'm not going to follow every single one of these. This is how I fudge the perspective when I need to throw in perspective, but don't, you know, I'm too lazy to actually, you know, do the proper work, get the perspective lines in there. And then here, I theoretically would have a vanishing point. I picture this wall as almost being like perpendicular to this wall, so the angle will be a little bit more dramatic. But I'm just going to kind of work it gradually down as we get towards the horizon line here. So then I can sort of lightly pencil in some detail and ink it up, and hopefully it won't look too off. I'm actually going to adjust this. I do want a bit of a more extreme angle on this wall, so this is why you pencil before you ink. So slightly more extreme angle here. There we go, that feels better. Oh, that matches up nicely with the other lines. Let's see, other than First Aid, who are some of my other favorite limb bots? Well, for me, I've got a bit of a soft spot for Blades from the Generation 2 comic. I kind of like how he was he stood out because of he's sort of like bloodthirsty, or whatever you would say, a Cybertronian version of bloodthirsty. It's a bit violent, a bit of a loose cannon. So you know, I like Blades. Obviously, Silverbolt in the old cartoon had his fear of flying. Slingshot was a bit of a hothead. You know, it was nice when they gave them some personality, though that didn't always happen. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I guess I'm going for here. Yeah, I mean, my memory of G2 is a little fuzzy, to be honest, so I don't know if that really went beyond like a couple of lines from Blades, but I know that in that comic he definitely expressed a bit of he had the big guns and everything, and would if anybody has any any better memory than I clearly do of it, feel free to chime in. But yeah, Blades definitely had a bit of a violent streak, or a want to be a bit violent in the Generation 2 comic. Alright, I don't want to get too much detail in here. Go through a little tube coming out of the bottom of this here. So I want to give him a bit of a shadow underneath him here, but we will still highlight some cracks in the wall. Yeah, the slingshot of the Protectobots. That sounds about right. Alright, let me add something to this here. Add a little AC unit up here. Not really, obviously, just kind of inventing reasons for these bizarre, or not bizarre, but just random lines and indents in the walls and everything. Blot, yeah, Blot is great. Actually, I don't know if anybody remembers the Transformers Mosaic project. I did a mosaic featuring Blot. I say I did it. It wasn't just me, of course. I was joined by the incomparable Joanna LaFuente doing colors, and it was written by a person named Joel Cook. So that was fun. Also, I had the opportunity to, I probably said this on stream before, I'm like one of those old people that just repeats themselves. Can't remember what I said and didn't say, but I had the opportunity to add some background characters in Optimus Prime issue 8, and Blot was one of my choices there. Because I am a fan. Alright, that feels like enough. From a toy perspective, as a kid, I always liked Scattershot. He was one of the toys I had when I was young, one of the larger figures, and so he wound up, taking like almost a leader role in my own little, you know, robot wars, because he was just one of the larger bots. He was pretty good with articulation for, you know, that the old line, and he was well proportioned. I don't know, I just thought he was a good figure. Didn't really get much in the way of development in any of the fiction, but I liked the old figures, so I was always a bit of a fan of Scattershot. Yeah, Abominus was one that I really liked when I was young too. Again, it was one of the toys I actually had. That always helps. I actually had the full set. I don't remember how I came across them. I mean, obviously they were a gift. I was young, but I don't remember which holiday or birthday or whatever. If I got them all at once or in bits, my memory is pretty fuzzy, but I definitely had Abominus, the full thing, full combiner team. So he is one of my favorite combiner teams. Oh, such an evil laugh. Oh yeah, that's Scorponok in the background. I got Headmasters Disc 2. I kind of went back to this because I haven't had time to look into the royalty-free music, and I don't know if I'd even like it. And I got tired of hearing the ads on YouTube or having to turn away to skip the ads. So just Just went back to the old Japanese cartoons for the stream. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Good old Daniel and Wheelie. Ha, I appreciate that. Probably wouldn't work out between two countries, but it's all good. All right, I'll finish up with this wall detail soon. I'm sure this isn't exactly the most exciting thing, but this adds a little detail here. Let's see, we'll go. Alright, that feels like about enough for now. So basically, all those little lines I threw down with the straight edge, I just kind of use them as guidelines. I don't ink all of them. I don't use all of them, but you know, they kind of guide the perspective, and I'll just kind of pop in little shapes that kind of fit in with that perspective as I go. So I'm going to add some little window, I guess, detail to these buildings off in the distance. This is all going to be black, basically. Boom, boom. All right, I think I'm ready to get rid of those pencils. What have I missed on the chat here? Any comics I dug for 2020? No, they all sucked. No, I haven't had a chance to really read anything. Early in the year, my comic shop, I'm sure I've mentioned this on the show before, or the stream before, they moved to a different city, which is a bit of a drive from where I live, so I kind of lost my local comic shop, and obviously that little pandemic thing that's happening kind of also changed things a bit, so I haven't really bought too many comics over the course of the year, so I haven't read much. What have you all read this year that you've enjoyed? D&D books. Nice. I always kind of wanted to do a cover for the D&D books the IDW publishes, but I'm not, I've never really formally asked about it, and I don't follow them myself, so I don't really know if that would have worked out, but I just thought it seemed like it would be a fun property to work on. Oh, the Jack Kirby bio, nice. Oh, nice. You guys are so cultured. Not hearing a lot of X-Men and Spider-Man and all that, which is cool. All right, let's do a time check here. Wow, we've been going for an hour and 24 minutes. That's crazy. So, right, I guess I better get a move on here. Sorry about the shake there. Just got to plug my phone in. It's starting to, I just got a battery warning. Okay, we're good. I'll start filling in some of the black spaces here with my old friend, Mr. Copic 100. Oh, that's nice. An online D&D game for during the pandemic. That must have been nice for people. All right, let's see. There's not a lot, actually. A lot of this is going to be pretty open. But this up here will be all silhouetted. Here in the background, it'll highlight his little credit card here. And his TF bucks. And the light source will be coming from above, as I typically do. So I'll do the old under the visor, I guess, shadowing, which I think was became more popular with Alex's style on More Than Meets the Eye. He sort of, I'm sure others did it too, but I noticed most of the characters had this area darkened in completely during that run, which was a good look, I thought. And that's why I stole it. TF bucks, yeah. Robot eyeliner, yeah, I like that. All right, we're gonna put, this cannon is black, so we're gonna put, for a little contrast over here, we'll put a heavy shadow on this side of the cannon. Oh boy, Alex Maybelline, nice. It almost sounds like Milne. All right, and we'll do a slightly thinner dark streak over on this side. Yeah, those Beast Wars comics should be a lot of fun. I like Josh's style. It's a bit different than what a lot of people are used to, but I think it's a nice look, and I think it should be a fun book. I don't have any sort of sneak peek or any inside info on it, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. Alright, so we're dropping in a heavy shadow behind Swindle, leaning up on this wall. And we're going to keep these little sort of detail lines in the wall visible. Oh, I forgot this was actually at an angle. I'm going to have to edit that a little bit, I think. Alright, let's tighten this up a bit now. I think I'll add a hard shadow on this angled piece here. So I like the contrast of it, make it sort of stand out. I think I'll go under the nose here, all the way. Six shots showing off back there. Oops, screwed that up. Oh well, let's get rid of that altogether, I guess. Can add it in with whiteout pen after, if I choose to. I haven't used nibs for a long time. Back in the day I did, but it's pretty much all just pens now. Brush pens and technical pens. There's definitely a bit of a, a want to get back to some of those more traditional tools, but just for the sake of speed and easy access, I just stick with pens. Six Shot and Ultra Magnus is a couple, huh? I guess all is forgiven for Six Shot killing Magnus in the cartoon here. It was a tough one to get past, Daniel and Six Shot sort of becoming friends there, but like, Daniel, that's pretty messed up. Six Shot killed your guy Magnus. You're gonna just make friends with him? I don't know, Dano. Oh, good. Glad it's not too boring. Or maybe it's both, and that's okay. Hey, Happy New Year, Paul. Thanks for hanging out. Take care. Yeah, digital inking is something I haven't quite gotten used to yet. I've done it a few times, but it's still not comfortable to me. Digital pencils, on the other hand, I'm totally a fan of that. Oops. Apparently I'm a fan of screwing up my lines here too. Ooh, leftover is nice. Alright, we're at about an hour and 45 minutes here. It's looking like I might not finish old Swindle here on the stream tonight, but we'll see how close we can get. And if we don't, I will finish him in the morning. Like I said, I definitely want to add Brawn and Swindle to my old school coloring crew. I actually haven't looked up Swindle's Marvel color scheme, but I'm sure it's horrendously bad like all the other ones. So it'll be a lot of fun to color. I'm actually not usually about the Yom-Tov slander, but some of the color choices are a little lazy, like I mentioned on the Hound. Hound has like his entire arm from the shoulder down is all the same color. There's no different color between his hand, his forearm, his upper arm. It's all just green. Same with the legs. The legs are all just blue. Like, come on, man. You could have done a little better than that. It's kind of fun to color things that way, just because it's so bizarre. But for somebody like me who grew up with it, my eye has kind of been trained to see it as normal-ish. So, I don't know. It's kind of a fun thing. Like the Soundwave's weird shades of purple that he is. His head being like a different color than his body, and it's just really unique and bizarre, and doesn't match up with the toys usually. So, I don't know. It's easy to color. I don't really have a lot of time to color, and my skills with coloring are not at the level of, you know, a lot of the professionals that I work with. So it's just a fun way for me to color my own stuff and make it look unique in terms of what, you know, other artists like to do with their colors. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a combination of things. So you have the halftone filter in Photoshop. So I usually duplicate my color layer and slap on the filter on the duplicated layer, and then you know, I mess around with the opacity on that layer, get it to where it kind of meshes well with the flat layer. And I usually take like the reds, the greens, and the yellows and tone those down a lot in terms of the amount of dots on them, because they typically would be just solid, because it was red, green, and yellow would be solid. I think it's either yellow or green, but I usually do yellow. I don't always do it. It depends on the picture, and you know, if I think it would benefit from more solid space or more kind of dotted space. So anyway, I just mess around with it, try to make decisions that look good to my eye. But yeah, it's basically just a Photoshop filter, and messing with levels and stuff like that. I'll toss a little kind of reflection on the windshield, on his Jeep windshield here. I'll add a little bit of the detail lines in the headlights here. Get close up a little bit. Close up on the Jeeparoos. Just kind of like share how I like to do kind of this rounded, textured headlight. Action. So I do a bit of a curved hatching there. And I really kind of made it a little more detailed than I would like to, but just add a little Little shadow to the bottom of the shapes that this creates. And my eyes bug out because it's so tiny. But I just think it adds like a neat little texture. I don't do it every time, but when I can, I like to throw in that little detail. And I try to make them like slightly smaller as I go up. Anyway, that's about what I do, and then sometimes I'll add like a little shine near the top. Woo! Hope nobody has vertigo there. Sorry about that. There we go. All right, let's throw in some edging here. Make them pop out from the background there. Add heavier line weights there. Hello, Oatsy. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you checking it out. Clean looking bot. Yeah, I try to make them pretty clean. Clean as I can stand. So we are nearing the 2-hour mark here. I'll probably go a little bit over, but not too much. I've got an early start tomorrow. I don't want to be too sleep deprived. Although, you know, that's part of being an artist, isn't it? Being sleep deprived. Just kind of comes with the territory. get this arm here to stand out a bit. Yeah, I try to get about 6 hours of sleep a night if I can. Closer to 7 or 8 on weekends when I can. I usually start pretty early in the day. My day starts around 4:30 a.m. Coffee is a must. I'll grab my number 8 micron to get the straight lines on Swindle's arm cannon here. Yeah, Clock Fox. I think most artists are on that schedule. 4:30 is usually the end of the day, not the beginning. But the early hours work for me. I think kids tend to change things. Before I had kids, I was a night owl, but now it's like, sorry about the shakes there. Now it's like I do better when all the kids are, both of the kids are asleep. My wife's asleep, the kids are asleep. There's no emergencies happening anywhere. I just wake up, have my coffee, get to work. Yeah, see how that thicker line makes this cannon stand out more? That's the good stuff right there. I used to have a second shift job. That was good. I worked 2 in the afternoon until 12:30 at night, 4 days a week, 4 on, 3 off. That was kind of an awesome schedule. 3 days off was excellent. I didn't mind working the extra 2 hours a day in order to get that day off. Well, speaking of sleep, moose not noose. Have a good night. Yeah, it's not a bad schedule, right? Alright, let me grab the number 3 pen here for some of these outlines on the interior. I'm going to keep it clean, but maybe make it a little more on the sketchier side. I kind of want more of a separation between this panel and his like interior forearm there. I didn't carry the outer portion all the way around. I kind of like this ending of it right there. It's not quite on model, but I like the look of it. So it's my picture. I do what I want. Yeah, that third day off is key. what color are Swindle's hands? Where are you, Swindle? So, okay, so he has black hands. So I think I'll kind of darken this in a little bit. Hardest part about drawing Transformers? Boy, I don't know. Everything's got to be in perspective, which I've kind of gotten used to. But, you know, definitely starting out, that's tough to... All these different angles and everything on the bots is hard to get used to making it all look right. Another difficult part about Transformers is reference. Like, you know, I've got most of the G1 cast, like, kind of memorized in my head how to draw them, but there are just so many. You know, you get a script and there's different bots in it, and there's different versions of different bots, and you know, sometimes you need to draw like whatever, a back view of a character, and you're like, it's like impossible to find reference of the, like a full turnaround of the character, and you know, you want to get it right. So that's tough with Transformers because there are just so many. Those would probably be my top choices for, you know, what makes it difficult to draw Transformers. Alright, we get a tire down there. This is the elbow joint. It's the forearm here. I used to send them the toys a lot. That's why a lot of the early Marvel comics, like the first issue of Transformers, the several of the characters, including Ratchet, Ironhide, Jazz, I think they resembled the toy more than the animation model. But they had like the G1 had full turnarounds of all the characters too, from, you know, Sunbow Animation, and Marvel Comics had their own like profile shots of all the characters, so there was plenty of resources for the characters you needed. Alright, we managed to get pretty far here. I'm going to throw in a little bit of detail. And I think this is probably about 90% finished. I will probably tweak a few things in the morning. But I think it's pretty close to finished. So just going to grab my thin 005 and add a little bit of a little grunge, in a few spots, and then we'll call it. He's looking directly into your soul. Just add a little hatching under the cheekbone there. I always figure the elbow's got to get a little scuffed up. Oops. Yeah, there you go. The man who sold Cybertron. Oh, I'd love to see that Clock Fox. I don't know when you would be doing that, but if I'm able to tune in and check it out, I definitely will. Never know with my weird schedule, but... And those pesky children. Tomorrow and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, everybody, you heard it here. Potentially, I think you said you might color tomorrow. Either way, if you're going to stream, check out Clock Fox for some quality coloring action. All right, I'm gonna stop fiddling with this now. Like I said, I'll tidy this up in the morning, and we'll get it posted up for coloring purposes. But here we go. Let's check them out. Swindle holding some Shannix and one of those gold credit card deals. There he is, Jeeparoos, working for everybody, showing them off. So yeah, here's that nasty little Swindle. One of the best combiner limb characters, IMO. So, reminder for you guys, this is it for a while. No streams in January. Got a lot of work to do, but I should be back in February. And we'll do all this fun stuff again. I'll think of some characters I haven't drawn yet on the stream, and we'll make it happen. So, but I'll still be online and stuff. See you guys around Twitter, Instagram, whatever. So, yeah, hope everybody has a great New Year, and hope everybody had a great holiday. And I appreciate you guys hanging out every week, and yeah, I hope everybody stays safe, healthy, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the future. All right, take care. Bye bye, everybody.